Ahoy, ahoy, welcome to a brand new edition of the Ramble on Reactions. Sitting next to me as always is handsome Dan Nye.
Sitting right over there is clever Eric Mullen.
And Dan, you saw a movie recently. Now, I may not be the bravest man in the world, but could I be brave enough to see this film?
I think so. So, I went and saw a film called Only the Brave.
Because only the brave can see it.
Well, thank you. I don't know if I would necessarily use that metric, but this film, I really didn't know anything about this. Like, a lot of times we'll get some anticipation and we'll talk about something I don't think we ever even broached.
I think I brought this up once in a regular old Ramble on because I was just like, oh, Miles Teller's doing a couple films where he's like this.
Kind of. But going into that, this film stars Josh Brolin, Jennifer Connelly, Miles Teller, and Taylor Kitsch. That's pretty much your main cast, and Jeff Bridges.
Yay!
But so that's your main cast, and it's about what they're eventually called the Granite Mountain Hotshots. So it starts off with a team that is headed by Josh Brolin. He's the head of it. Jeff Bridges is like the big head of the fire, like whole ensemble. I don't know the name of it. I think he's the chief.
You could say he's the champagne of this organization.
Oh, too soon. But anyway. He's the head guy, and they've been training for so long, Josh Brolin's crew, to try to get certified to be able to like pretty much make decisions, and they fight wildfires. Essentially, you're literally fighting fire with fire in this film, where you burn the fuel. You'll burn parts of the forest to get so that the forest fire will die.
Ah, okay.
So, that's the thing. I'll talk about a little bit about this. This movie is very respectful to the audience.
Good.
Like, there's no one scene where it's like, oh, you remember when we had to do all this and then this is how you learned everything? That scene doesn't exist. Like, they treat the audience very respectful, and it's like you learn as an audience how the film goes. And then you get a lot of that through Miles Teller's character, who is a drug addict in the beginning of this film.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. You're getting some kind of serious themes here. So he's a drug addict, and like Taylor Kitsch is a member of the crew, and they had like
smoked pot together.
No, they had gone to like an EMT class before.
Oh, okay.
So, and essentially Miles Teller joins the crew. Everyone kind of hates him because he's the new guy, and they're worried he's going to fuck everything up
because of the drugs.
Exactly. So, and then you get progressions of time throughout the film goes, but it's like they do a really, really good job of taking their time and letting the characters breathe and develop. And so he grumbled. I said Taylor Kitsch, he grumbled, appropriately so. He's great in this film. Like, he did the great thing that like, I got really worried. You remember when Sam Worthington and Jai Courtney, they were just in everything, and it felt like they're being shoved down your throat?
Yes.
We got that with Taylor Kitsch. We got that with X-Men Origins, and we got that with John Carter of Mars. Which, not that bad a film. However, he kind of stepped back, he did his own thing, and now he's doing a really good supporting character in this film, and like, he has a nice little arc, and you totally buy it, and you're like, he's funny. I enjoyed it. So, you're also getting Jennifer Connelly, who I feel like I haven't seen in a very long time, also giving, like, there's a scene with her and Josh Brolin, and you're just like, this feels like a real scene. This feels like I'm watching a couple argue. And they have, like, very great on-screen chemistry. And that's one thing this film does really well, is you get a lot of really well-done stories told very concisely and very well. And I love the pacing of it. Like, the storytelling was great. Like,
okay. What you've talked a lot of positives, any negatives?
Honestly, I don't really have that many. Like I said, this is one of those ones, and I'm talking about it. My expectations did not exist. There was no expectations for this film. This is my tolerant partner here. I say tolerant because he's not.
No, I am tolerant because I'm not smashing your face in this table.
I'm allowed. I'm a human being. You don't get to do that and say I can't have things.
Yes, I can.
I mean, I can't think of anything that I would like directly be like, I didn't enjoy this about the film. There were a couple of times where you're getting really awkward transitions, if I'm really nitpicking. There's one point where there's like this really tender moment, and then they immediately cut to a scene of the crew in the car, but they're listening to like heavy metal. So it's like a tender moment, and then you hear this, and I'm like, what the hell? Kind of. That's kind of exactly how it happened. And I'm like, what the hell just, all right. But that's like,
not a smooth transition.
Not a smooth transition. But that was, and because I looked at Nate, because I saw it with Nate Sobel, and I'm like, what just happened? And I think that was the only part where we're like, yeah. But this
is punch.
Yeah, kind of. But this is one of those things where it's like, it's based on a true story. So you're seeing what's happening. You're getting other ones like Patriots Day. You're getting like Deepwater Horizon. Unfortunately, I haven't seen those, so I don't really have a comparison to it. But as far as this goes, I really enjoyed it.
All right, give it a grade.
I'll give this movie an A. Like, it's definitely worth a watch. It's not one of those ones where it's like you have to go see it in theaters. I will say there's one other thing I just remembered. They should beat you over the head with one metaphor that they bring up a couple of times, and they eventually explain it, and I'm like, okay, I kind of get where they're going with it, but I appreciate the explanation, but it didn't detract from my enjoyment of the film. Yeah,
okay. Well, that was Dan's review of Only the Brave. What do you think? Is it really that great? Do you have issues with it? Let us know. Please, as always, please love, comment, share, and subscribe. Sitting next to me, as always, is handsome Dan Nye.
Sitting right over there is clever Eric Muller.
As we always say, anchors away.
Ramble on.